Hey everyone, it's Pup Twigs here from Orlando, Florida, and joining me today from Durham, United Kingdom is Pup Niko. How are you?
Hi, I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you?
I am doing really good here. It's good to connect with you via Zoom here, all the way across the waters.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about Pup Niko. I want to kind of know the origin of your name, and I noticed that your hood colors are lime green and black. Is there any significance to the colors you have chosen, or do you interchange them at times?
See, I do have multiple different coloured hoods. Obviously green is the main one. And each one has like a different pup persona. Um, the original one that I did have was a purple one. And the name for that one was Neon. And that kind of shifted over from a persona that I used to have, like going back a few years ago. Um, so I just kind of like transformed like the furry into the pup, if that like makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Um, and then I think this one was the third hood that I did get. Um, and like the first name that I could think of was Nico, but like it kind of grew on us like more and more, and it's just gotten to the point where like I just like obviously green's like my favorite color as well. Like it's just I don't know how to put it. It's like it just kind of satisfies like
It, it just
how it
all
is.
fits for Nico.
Yeah,
So you mentioned going back a few years, so I'm assuming you've been a pup for a while now.
it's been about 5.5 years now, I believe.
Oh, awesome, awesome. You're one of the
Around about
long
that, yeah.
terms that I've got to talk to, which I love.
Yeah.
So out of those 4 or 5 years, what has been the easiest and then what's been the most difficult part about being a pup?
To start off with, like one of the hardest things I would say is kind of fitting in a little bit. Um, I have been a little bit distant in the community, like for the past couple of months, now. Um, just with obviously having like a busy life at the moment, but it's like I think it's just trying, like I said, just to try and fit in. Make like new friends, all that kind of stuff. Because I do have a little bit of difficulty, like starting to talk to other pups.
Hmm.
Because I can be quite shy. I get really anxious meeting new pups. Um, but there's also been times where like I kind of just click with that one person, like that one pup. And I've became like really good friends with them. Like best part of my friends now are pups.
Good.
And I've been hanging out with like a certain one like a lot lately. Like we've just been going on loads of different like road trips, just going to different places like theme parks. So it can be difficult, um, just getting to talk to people. But I guess once I get to know them a little bit more, that's when it becomes easier.
Mhm.
Um, start talking to them more, I start hanging out with them more, and it's like a lot better once I get to know someone because then I can just be like my true self.
Yes.
So like stuff like that.
Do you think the putting on the pup hood has made it easier for you to go and approach other pups than it would if you didn't have a hood on at all?
Yeah, it definitely has, especially like with pup gatherings and groups and meetups and all that. Like seeing other pups like with the hood on, it kind of just encourages a little bit more to like approach them.
Hmm.
Um, that kind of helps a little bit like start off conversations like, oh, like what's your pup name? How long have you been a pup for? Kind of things like that. So I guess it's like a conversation starter for us as well. So that does help quite a lot as well.
Yeah, and I find a lot of things that is an icebreaker if you're kind of shy is you just go up and boop them on the nose, and that seems to kind of break the ice.
Oh yeah, I've had that quite a few times before as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, being in it for the 4 or 5 years that you've been in it, if there's one thing that you could change about the community, uh, what would that be?
I would probably say like maybe make like have more like events happen or like even just like little outings. with like other pups, have like different events going on in different places, if that makes sense. Like, because where I live currently, it's kind of like a small town,
Hmm.
and there isn't a lot of pups like around like the town that I'm in.
Okay.
Um, like they all live in like other towns that are like a little bit of like a drive away. Um, so I feel like maybe it's like just kind of like making more events or like just like spreading them out in like more places. I feel like that'd be a lot better, especially like for people who live in more isolated areas.
Hmm.
Um,
So,
just so
so you,
obviously like
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
just so other pups don't like feel left out, I guess.
Okay. All right. So, just for reference, where in relation is Durham from, let's say, London?
Uh,
Is it a,
it's a bit of a drive. I would say about between 4 to 6 hours
okay?
drive, maybe. It's like the northeast. It's near Newcastle,
Okay.
which is like quite a known place in the UK.
Okay. All right. Well, if you met a new person that's wanting to get into the pup community, is there any advice you would give them?
I would, if someone came up to me asking about like how to do that, I would probably I don't know how to put it. Like I would probably mention it to like a couple of people that I know, and just like kind of like talk with them, just like reassure them about everything. And then like I have in the past invited someone to like other groups to where other pups are, and
Hmm.
then they get talking with those pups, and it kind of like brings them out the shell a little bit. Um, so then they can be introduced into the pup community a bit more and a lot better, especially when there's like other people who are a lot more experienced in the community than what I am personally. Um,
Okay.
so it gets them prepared, I guess.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. So, what brings, or thinking about our enjoyment, what brings Pup Niko the most joy out of pup play?
I would definitely say, obviously, with uh, the friends that I have that are also pups, it's brought us a lot of enjoyment, like just even playing games online with them.
Hmm.
Because I do have quite a few that are in like different areas of the UK or even in different parts of the world. So obviously, if I kind of go and physically see them in person, I can just like hang out with them on like on the games, like on PlayStation or like anything like that, really.
Okay. All right. Do you have any kind of specific play toys that you favor or like?
Uh, I'm trying to think.
And it's okay if you don't have any. I really don't have any play toys that I really, like. But there are some people that have specific toys that they go with them everywhere they go.
See, I wouldn't exactly say toys. I guess there is one thing that's kind of like comforting to us, and it's like a little frog plush that I have,
Hmm.
and that's like it's always keeping us company. If I go down the country, I always bring that with us.
Oh,
It's like a
good.
little green frog, so of course it matches the hood as well.
There you go. So what has the hood part? What has being a pup done for your mental health?
It's helped us through a lot of struggle. For the past couple of years, it has been quite tough. I've had a lot of even like recent events happen. It just kind of takes us out of reality for a moment and just like lets us kind of forget everything. It's helped us with like a lot of depression. It's helped us with a lot of anxiety lately. Um, Especially when I'm struggling with it a lot at the moment. It has helped us like a lot.
Good, good. That's good to hear that it's helped you a lot because uh, our mental health is very important, and don't ever feel like you're alone and stuff. There's plenty of people out here that'll help and everything. So I'm so glad that it's helped you with that portion of your life.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Good. So What kind of hobbies do you have? You mentioned online gaming and stuff like that. Are any other hobbies that you have?
I do a lot of artwork. I haven't had time to do it a lot lately, but I've done a lot of like digital art. I do like physically drawing a lot, and I've lately been doing like painting on canvases. I just
Mhm.
always do like my artwork. I've always been into it.
Oh, nice. I love to hear the different hobbies and things that pups have around the world because there are some very talented pups around.
Yeah,
And uh, you want to send me some images of stuff you've done, please do. I'd love to see some of it.
yeah, I can definitely do that. Yeah.
Yeah. What about pets? Do you have any pets?
Pets. I have uh, a black Labrador, called Cleo, and I have two frogs as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have like actual real frogs as well. I wanted one for so long, and then I managed to get my hands on one like a couple of months ago. It was like my dream pet.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a very unique pet.
Yeah, I used to have bearded dragons as well.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I know.
So within the pup community, there's a lot of titles, and we hear a lot about beta, omega, and alpha. Do you, as Pup Niko, identify as any of those?
Currently not really, but
Okay.
I have mostly been known as an omega. Best part of the time. Like when it's came to like different packs, I have usually always been the Omega, but at the moment I'm just kind of just vibing really.
That's usually me. I'm just vibing around. That's it. So being a pup, we hear a lot about pronouns and stuff. What pronouns do you go by?
I go by he, him, but there has been a couple of times where someone has mistaken us for like a different pronoun. I'm not really too bothered, to be fair. Um, like if someone thinks that I'm like she, her, which has happened before, like I'm not too bothered. But like my main pronouns are he, him, really.
Okay, good, good. So we mentioned that there's not a lot going on in your area, but do you have any kind of get-togethers, pup events that's going on in Durham, UK?
Not so much in Durham, other than when, like, for example, every year we have a Durham Pride. Um, like a lot of pups usually gather up for like the Pride, and we do like the parade walk together.
Hmm.
Um, there is a couple of events in Newcastle that I know of as well. Um, the one that I usually go to is called Howl, which is based in Newcastle. I haven't been able to go much this year. But like that's like a pup event that happens every month for like
Okay.
pups together.
So you have something that happens about monthly and stuff there that you could go to if you wanted.
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, let's comes to the point where I let you ask a question, and this is going to be to the next pup, which will be later on today. That I will be doing an in-person interview with a local pup here.
Yeah.
If you could ask them one question about the pup community, what would that question be?
So the only thing I could think of was have have you ever been able to convert someone into a pup or been able to get someone into the pup community at all?
Okay, and that's a good question too. So I will ask that to them this afternoon. So your question came from Pup Ori here out of Orlando, Florida. He happens to be a part of the Hound Pound with me here in our local pup group in Orlando. And his question was, what was your inspiration for joining the pup community?
My inspiration. So when I became a pup, it was through someone that I met online. Um, and they ended up telling me about like the pup community. Obviously I'd never heard of it beforehand. And he was wearing like a special kind of hood. I think it was like it looked like kind of like an Anubis looking
Mhm.
hood. Um, and I remember that became like a really big conversation starter between the both of us. And I was just like, like what's going on with like the thing on your face? Like I have no clue what it is. Um, and that's when he just mentioned like, oh, it's like this like pup community and all that. And I was like, you know, but that sounds like really interesting. And obviously at the time I was in like the furry community, so like I noticed that a lot of um pups were like in the same kind of like two communities.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, so it seems somewhat similar, but like it has a lot of differences as well. So I just kind of did like my research. I had my friend talking to us about it, and then it just slowly like grew on us, and I ended up becoming like a pup myself, really. And obviously, 5.5 years later, I'm still a pup. So
Well, are there any aspects of your pup head space that you have implemented into your regular human life?
um, kind of. I think the only thing I can really think of at the moment is when it comes to like fashion. Like I've since I got the green hood, like most clothing has been green.
Hmm.
Um, like I'll just match everything, like my whole outfit to black and green, like a black jacket or like a green jacket, and then I'll have something that corresponds with it everywhere else.
Okay, all right, good. Well, let's say some pups want to reach out to you. How's the best way for them to reach you?
It'll probably be through either Telegram or Twitter. I use Telegram a little bit more.
Okay, you want to share your handles for those if you know them offhand?
I managed to write them down. So they're both Puppy Niko with a capital P and a capital N. But the only difference on Twitter, it has a one on the end, whereas
Okay,
Telegram is just Puppy Niko.
okay, all right. Well, any last words that Pup Nico would like to share before we get off of here?
Just be yourself, like don't listen to anyone who tells you anything bad. Like I said, be yourself, be unique, anything like that.
Awesome. Well, Pup Nico, it's been awesome getting to sit here and chat with you for this little bit of time. Hope you get to go out and enjoy the rest of your Friday there in Durham, and we'll be
Yeah.
talking to you again soon. Okay.
Thank you very much.